Hello, good evening, and welcome once again on India's one of the largest learning platform, which is Unacademy Plus. So we're here to learn and to gain experience, and our motive is to crack CAT exam, right? So why not begin? And I know you all are very much into your preparations because CAT exam 2020, the date has already been declared, and so you all must be really gearing up, right? So here, let's come to the session here at Unacademy Plus. I welcome you all once again. And what is Plus subscription, or what do we know about Unacademy Plus? So why it is so talked about, why it is so famous? Well, it is because you have the best educators and the top educators here taking up your courses, taking you to your aim. And your aim right now is the CAT exam 2020. So I am Sumati Sharma, my friends, and I am a postgraduate in the arts stream. I have an experience of being into this education sector from past 20 years. I have the experience of being the vice principal and principal of many renowned schools of Rajasthan. And I've also got an experience of teaching CAT aspirants, students who pursue for their other management entrance exams like MAT, MBA, BBA, BCA, CLAT, etc. I also have an experience of teaching students from grade 9 to 12 subjects like English and social studies. Well, my friends, I am a passionate and I am a lover of running, swimming, tennis. I love adventure sports. I am a self motivator and I love to take up challenges in life. So that was a small introduction about me. And now getting back to what is more important for you is why Plus subscription or why Unacademy Plus. So we all know that this great learning platform has given you access to as many courses that you want to go in for, all the competitive exams, courses that you can opt for here is they're unlimited. You have the daily live classes here. You get engaged with your educator. You can ask or put up your questions, your queries, your doubts while the session is going on, and you will be assisted. Your problem will be resolved there and then. Then the course is very well planned and it is customized, it is personalized, it's a structured course for you with the help of your educator. You have the live tests and quizzes which give you detailed information and keep you on track about your performance. So the educators give you that assistance where no other learning platform you will get from. Now this Unacademy Plus, it works for you in so many ways that there are sessions. For example, you don't want to attend a session purely in English or purely in Hindi or even bilingual, but in your own language. So Unacademy provides you that accessibility, that leverage that you can attend session where the language is of your choice. You can get your doubts cleared. You can answer, chat with your educator, and your doubts can be cleared immediately during the session. And you also get to be on the live poll. That means when the questions are being answered, so you on the session, while the session is going on, you get to answer. You can give your answer and you can see your name or make your mark on the leaderboard. You get to attend many preparatory exercises, many mocks, many practice sessions, which prepare and which helps you to prepare yourself in much better way, to see and check whether you are on the track, whether your performance is improving or it is declining. You get a detailed report and analysis by your educators with competitive stats also. The Plus Academy also provides you with the advantage of the quality material. What I mean to say, if you want to extra for more number, if you want to practice for more number of hours besides your live sessions here, then the material which is available at Unacademy Plus can give you that advantage. So what are we waiting for, my friends? Let's not leave and let's not miss this opportunity where a 12-month course, which is for 17,500, can be only for 15,750. Why? Because you are availing this 10% discount if you are using my referral code, which is SUMATI, Sumati. And if you are thinking of going in for a 24 months course, that is 2 years course, then the fee is 18,000. You have to pay only 18,900, where the charge or the amount is for 21,000 for a 2 years course. But you getting this 10% discount and you will have to pay only 18,900 by using my referral code SUMATI, Sumati. All right, so we saw in our first session that what are adjectives and adverbs. How many kinds of adjectives are there? How do they work in the sentence? And how do many of the prepositions, many of the pronouns, many of the adverbs also taken place and they form a proper adjectival sentence. What I mean to say here is the adjectival phrases, adjectival clauses. So they are done with the help of these parts of grammar. In the same way, same manner, adverbs also work. We saw the kinds of adverbs and how do they work in the sentence. Trust me, my friends, if you will brush up your grammar of your school days, 6 to 10, then again, it's not going to take you much of time, but just polishing up and you still will be able to recall what you had done in your school days regarding grammar. So your verbal ability and RC questions will not at all be difficult for you. You will not be engaged so much and would spend so much time, and actually when the time is less, we all know how time is so important when we are sitting and appearing for the CAT exam. Now, just a quick recap of the previous session about adjectives and adverbs. And then today we are going to have number of exercises where we will be just cleaning up and doing a very shining job in our adjectives and adverbs. So we saw that Qualitative adjective was our first kind, and I have just, it's a quick recap because we've already done it in detail. So I have a fast car describing the quality of this noun, which is car. So the car is very fast. That is the quality of the car. I saw a flying eagle. Again, eagle being a noun. So flying describing the quality of the eagle, that it is flying. Quantitative adjective, which tells you about the quantity, how much, right? So, and how many. Yes, we saw yesterday, and let me see if someone can type in the chat box and tell me the difference between much and many. How much and how many? Is there any difference between much and many? Much का मतलब भी बहुत ज़्यादा, many का मतलब भी बहुत ज़्यादा. But how do we use it? Do we know exactly the proper usage of much and many in a sentence? So let me see if any one of you can answer in the chat box. Is there any difference? Is much or many and many? Do they mean same or do they differ? So can I have a reply in the chat box? All right. So let me tell you, let me help you out. Much and many दोनों का मतलब एक है बहुत ज्यादा. Much, I do not, please do not. Okay. Much, like, okay, fine. So let me make an example with many here. There are many glasses lying on the table, but there is not much water left in the glass, or there is not enough water left in the glass. Both mean same. So much, do not make that much noise, right? So what I'm trying to say is much is used with uncountable nouns, whereas many is used with countable nouns. So when the glasses, there are many glasses, there are many children playing in the park. So many children, they are countable. The children are countable. But there is much difference in what I am saying and you are saying. Uncountable, we are not specific about it. That is what, there is this difference. So please take care of this much and many whenever you are making a sentence or seeing a sentence in your questions. So quantitative adjective, they have 3 children. So 3, quantity. You should have completed the whole task. Now, whole is again used with uncountable noun, right? Proper adjectives was a third kind, where we saw that a sentence which has a lot of words, for example, the people of China are hardworking. Now, we made it into a proper adjective by just saying that Chinese people are hard workers, right? The philosophers who believed in the theory of Marx did not like or they despised capitalism. Now, we've just shortened it down by making use of proper adjective here by reusing the sentence as Marxist philosophers despise capitalism. The next kind was demonstrative adjective. So, Car is noun again, but this is whose car? Why, which car? So this car is mine, right? So telling, it is demonstrating that this car is mine. This pen is mine. So demonstrating that this pen is mine. Those flowers are heavenly. Again, noun, but with demonstrative adjective that those flowers are heavenly. All right. Some more adjectives. Possessive adjective is also what we saw. Our job is almost done. So possessive, like we saw pronouns, हमने pronouns देखे थे, but our, my, his, her, ये सब pronouns होते हैं, but then they become possessive adjectives according to the action, according to the usage or the context that sentence is used in. Our job. Job is a noun, but then whose job? Our job. Possessive. So we are using our. My car. Again, noun. So whose car? My car is parked outside. So showing possession. This is my car. So showing possession or ownership. So car is your noun and my would be here as possession, showing possession. My car is parked outside. Indefinite adjectives which are not specific, which are not particular, which are not definite. I want a few moments alone. Moments is your noun, your abstract noun. Now, a few, these words are defining what, like indefinite. So, how many moments we do not know. If the sentence would have been, I want 10 minutes to be alone, right? Now, minutes can be counted, countable noun. So 10 is specific, it is definite. That's why this becomes definite, but here it is indefinite. So indefinite adjectives भी होते हैं जहां पे words like a few या several, many, much, more, less, इस तरह के आपके words use किए जाते हैं, which is indefinite. So several writers wrote about the recent incidents. Several writers. So how many? Number is not known. It is not particular. So many writers, several writers wrote about the recent incidents. Interrogative adjectives. Very easy. Which, what, where, when, why. Okay. The sentences start from interrogative words. Which phone do you use? Phone now, but which? So, asking question. Whose car is this? Whose? Asking question. Compound adjectives भी होते हैं एक kind, another kind of adjective which is compound adjectives. Now, I have a broken down sofa, right? He is a well mannered boy. Well mannered and with the noun. So, how is the noun? So, noun is very well mannered. So, becomes a compound adjective. So, these are known as compound adjectives. Broken down. Now, sofa is your noun. Well mannered, right? I saw a 10-foot long snake. I saw a 10-foot long snake. Now Now see how it has been joined and made into one word using hyphen, making it a compound adjective. So the snake is 10 foot long. That is what it means here. Now let's recap adverbs quickly. Adverbs of time, frequency. They ask you. So when is the action happening? कब हो रहा है वो action? He always gets a good result. So always, frequency, telling you about the frequency. कितने interval पे हो रहा है? So always, हमेशा. He always gets a good result. Frequency. He smokes occasionally. Again, frequency. That means sometimes. He smokes occasionally. Not always, but sometimes. Showing frequency. Adverbs of place and direction. They ask you where is the action happening or which direction it is happening. He plays in the field. So, place. Right? He is staying at my home. Again, place. So what can be the direction? All right. So I walked through the corridor. Right? Action हो रहा है. This is the action which is going on, and direction. This is what telling you the direction through the corridor. Action is walked. Corridor is your place, and through is going to be your action. The direction. Which direction is that action happening? Adverbs of degree. How much? So Robin hardly studies. He rarely studies. He hardly, वो बहुत कम पढ़ता है. Hardly, कभी कभी. Robin hardly studies. She completely forgot about her anniversary. Completely, totally. Right? So adverbs of degree, how much? Adverbs of manner, how? किस तरह से वो एक्शन हो रहा है? वो एक्शन adverbs of manner कहलाता है. Mike is walking slowly. धीरे चल रहा है. So in what manner? Please handle the camera carefully. How to handle the camera carefully? So in what manner is that action being performed? Okay, so we just did a quick recap on adjectives and adverbs, and we saw that in detail. So if you want to watch again, go through, or if you missed my previous session on adjective and adverb, you can go on the YouTube and you can check out, you can download that session of mine and you can watch it at your ease. Let's come to the exercises, and now I would want you to join me in the chat box when I'm asking you these questions here regarding adjectives and adverbs. So let's begin. Fill in the missing possessive adjectives. My, your, his, her, its, are there. So can you help me with dash homework, please? Okay. Can I have an answer? These are very, very simple. Can I see someone replying in the chat box, filling up the correct possessive adjective? Can you help me with dash homework, please? You can answer. You can type in the chat box the answer to this. They are very simple. Very, very simple. Okay. So can you help me with my homework, please? Do you like dash new mobile phone? Yes, I do. Do you like my new mobile phone? Yes, I do. Mr. Sanders cleans dash car every Sunday afternoon. His car every Sunday afternoon. We visit grandparents once a month. Okay, please answer to this. If there is someone there in my session, please answer to the fourth sentence. We visit dash grandparents once a month. Okay. So if you are not answering, then I have to answer. We visit our grandparents once a month. Our grandparents and we. Do the boys sometimes help dash mum in the garden? Do the boys sometimes help their mum in the garden? Look, the mouse is running to his or its. What are you going to use here? His or its? Okay, come on, be a sport. Be a sport. These are very simple and you use them in your everyday language. How will you become proficient if you will not practice? These small, very tiny, minute mistakes is what you make in your exams. You overlook them. So practice. Come on, answer to this. Is or it? It's. So it is going to be it's, my friend. Why? Because for animals, we do not use his and her. For human beings, for people, we use his and her. But for its, we use for things, animals, we use its. So look, the mouse is running to its hole. The children are playing football with plural noun, with plural possessive adjective, with their friends, right? I usually phone dash brother twice a week. My brother twice a week. Claire sometimes forgets doing her homework. Peter likes his new mountain bike a lot. Our neighbors always walk dash dog in the evening. Who would answer that? It's a very interesting sentence. Our neighbors always walk his dog in the evening. Our neighbors always walk its dog in the evening. Our neighbors always walk neighbors, plural noun, their dog in the evening. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I'm cleaning my room. The cat is sleeping in the basket at the moment. Yes, we always clean shoes. Look at the noun, our shoes. So if it would have been shoe, then my. And this would have been I. Yes, I always clean my shoes in the morning, right? But it is we here. So yes, we always clean our shoes in the morning. Please, that should have been shoes, yes. So please wash your hands before dinner. Please wash your hands before dinner. Okay, now here 3 degrees of adjectives. We saw that there the adjectives are divided, they are subdivided, they are subdivided into 3 degrees. They have 3 degrees, and these degrees are positive, comparative, and superlative. And I told you that positive is when we are talking about one, comparative is when we are comparing between two things or two people. Superlative is when there are more than two things, people, right? So that is quite interesting. Come on, join me here in the chat box and give me the answers, guys. Be a sport. That car is much dash than mine. Okay, I am giving you only 10 seconds if someone is replying there. Quickly. Come on. Okay, so dad's car is much faster. The word here is fast, this adjective. You have to use the correct degree of adjective. Dad's car and my car, two people. So comparison, fast, faster, fastest. I think scuba diving is dash than climbing. Fascinating. So I think scuba diving, two things are compared. So comparative degree is more fascinating than climbing, right? Fascinating, more fascinating, most fascinating. His thirst grew, dash and dash. His thirst grew bigger and bigger. He thinks this test was dash, then the last one. Two tests, last one. So was more difficult than the last one. They live in a really dash house. Sorry, they live in a really dash house. Beautiful. So you have to use here beautiful with the correct degree. In a really beautiful house. Okay. She is she is the dash tennis player of the world. World. So this will be the best tennis player of the world. Susan is a dash girl. She's much dash than her sister. You have to use nice and nice again. Susan is a nice girl. She's much nicer. See, it's not used many here, right? Because nice is again an abstract noun. So nicer, and it is an adjective. So she's much nicer. Your qualitative adjective is being used here, much nicer. Qualitative adjective. This suitcase is dash than the others. Others. So we are comparing here, and is heavier than the others. Hotels in London are dash than in Vienna. Yes, two countries, London and Vienna. Hotels in London are more expensive than in Vienna. Bob is now okay, adjective tall and tall. Bob is dash than Keith, but Phil is the dash. So Bob and Keith, two people. Bob is taller than Keith, but Phil is the tallest, right? Okay. Doris reads dash books than Peter, but Frank reads the dash. Many and many. You have to use these. Doris reads many books than Peter. So what will you use here? Two, Doris and Peter. I can see no one is there to take and write the answers in the chat box. You don't have the courage, right? So Doris reads more books than Peter, but Frank reads the many का क्या होगा? The most. France is as dash as Spain is as beautiful as Spain. So here it is just going to be that because comparison nahi hai ye. Showing the similarity, not comparing but showing similarity. As beautiful as Spain. They live in a dash house, but Fred lives in a dash one, big and big. They live in a big house, but Fred lives in a bigger one, right? My sister is 3 years dash than me. Two, my sister and me. दो में comparison होता है. Younger than me. This was the dash film I have ever seen. The worst film I have ever seen. Bad का आपका positive होता है bad. Comparative, worse. Superlative, worst. So this was the worst film I have ever seen. I think tennis is dash than cycling. Two things. Is more interesting than cycling. I talked to Claire and she is a very smart girl. One person. His company earned dash money than the years before. Than the years before. So little, positive, less, comparative, least, superlative. Comparing with the other so many years before. Not the last one, right? So his company earned the least money than the years before. She was the dash girl at college, popular. The more popular or most popular. So she was the most popular girl in the college. They didn't stay out as dash as last Saturday. So they did stay out as late as last Saturday. Okay, in this exercise, you have to find out which one is an adjective or which one is going to be an adverb and place the correct adjective or adverb according to the sentence. So Lucy is shy, so she cannot make friends. Easily. If you are not going to answer, then I will have to help you. And taking help in this way, in this manner, doesn't really help you. Okay? It is not going to help you. The dog looked dash, so we gave him some food. So the dog looked. Adjective. Hungry, so we gave him some food. There was a long applause because she sang, because she sang, yes, adverb. Beautifully. The quality of her action. She sang beautifully. I asked her why she was sad, but she didn't tell me. They spoke dash because the baby was asleep. Quiet. Verb so. How is the verb acting? So they spoke quietly because the baby was asleep. Adverb. My aunt is a dash driver. Adjective. Quality of the noun. The driver, slow driver. Was the exercise easy, right? He could swim dash across the river. He could swim easily across the river. You don't look very dash. Are you ill? Adjective. You don't look very good. Are you ill? He drives to, yes. Action किस तरह से हो रहा है? Action dangerously हो रहा है. So adverb. He drives to dangerously. This is my new car. Qualitative adjective. The soup tastes really good. Okay. Take an umbrella. It's raining. How is the action going on? It's raining heavily. What a beautiful day. Okay. Now adverbs. अभी हम adjective देख रहे थे. अब कुछ adverbs के exercises देखेंगे. So let's start by filling either comparative or superlative adverb. I visit my parents more often, yeah, the most often than my brothers do. Comparison. Between two. I visit my parents more often than my brothers do. If someone likes to reply, please do that in the chat box. He thinks he always knows the best or better. He knows, yes, he knows the best out of all, from everyone. comparison with everyone. Out of all my siblings, I visit my parents more often. David did worse or the worse than he thought he would do on his test. David did worse than he thought. Out of all the students, Frank studied least or less or the least, but got the best grade. Out of all students, Frank studied the least, but got the best grade. We argued longer or the longest than I thought we would. We argued longer than I thought we would. Between two, right? So my sisters laughed louder or the loudest out of the whole audience. Yes, the loudest out of the whole audience. Not two, but more than two. The two guys who enjoyed the game more or most were Tom and Robert. So the two guys who enjoyed the game more were Tom and Robert. George drives more recklessly or the most recklessly than his brother. So George drives more recklessly than his brother. Now, please, this is a very interesting exercise. Please join me here. And please do reply in the chat box. ये बहुत interesting exercise है. It is mind twisting. It is actually quite twisting. Okay. So please reply in the chat box. Place the adverbs given in the bracket at the right place in the sentence. Now, I've just given you an example here. So it becomes easy for you. Because there are numbers here. And how it is to be done? She, 1, washes to her face with soap. 3. The word is often here. You have to place this word correctly either at number 1, number 2, number 3. कहाँ आएगा ये adverb often sentence में? Okay, so ये आपका 1 पे आ रहा है. She often washes her face with soap. Don't do that again. तो कहाँ आएगा आपका ये adverb? Don't ever do that again. Where do you park your car? The adverb is always. So where do you park your car? Where do you always park your car? I sing in the shower, adverb sometimes. I sometimes sing in the shower. They watch scary movies. So they occasionally watch scary movies. George is so happy always. So George is always so happy. Our teacher has told us that grammar is important. Use often. Our teacher has often told us that grammar is important. We don't invite people at our home. The adverb is usually. We don't usually invite people at our home. He practices all the verb tenses, adverb frequently. He frequently practices all the verb tenses. I take a nap after work. I often take a nap after work. Jim visits his friends in Australia. Jim rarely visits his friends in Australia. Okay, some more relative clause exercise, you just have to put why, when, or where. He explained the reason why he came back so soon. This is a country, place के बारे में बात हो रही है, where you can make a lot of money if you work hard. Philadelphia is the city, place, where he lived the longest. He doesn't know dash the train will arrive. Time when the train will arrive, but thinks it could be soon. This is the reason why he's so insecure. That is not the house, place where my brother lives. I remember the time when we all went on a picnic together. That's not the why. Reason why I study English. I study it to be able to find a better job. That is the day when you have to make a decision. His doctors don't understand reason why he got sick so easily. Adverbs of place. Okay. When it's raining, the kids have to stay indoors, indoor or insides. Indoors. After it stops raining, they can go outdoor, outside or outsides. They can go outdoor. The office was closed, so we waited dash until it opened. Nearly or nearby. Office was closed, so we waited nearby until it opened. Adverbs of place, nearby. There was nowhere to sit, so we had to just stand. T-H-E-R-E, T-H-E-I-R or W-H-E-R-E. At least, please tell me the difference between T-H-E-R-E and T-H-E-I-R by typing in the chat box. Come on, guys. You can do it there and there. Place and possession. Right? So there was nowhere to sit. We had to just stand there. If the tickets aren't numbered, means you can sit elsewhere, anywhere or nowhere. You can sit anywhere. I hate looking dash from high places. I have a fear of heights. I hate looking underneath or down. Down from high places. If something is moving, dash you, it's getting closer and closer. Something is moving nearby, inwards or towards. If something is moving towards you, it's getting closer and closer. It was 6 a.m. and the sun was already up. The search party didn't find anything here, so now they're looking elsewhere. Not anywhere and not nowhere, but elsewhere. Adverbs of time. Jenny isn't here soon, now or then. So Jenny isn't here now. Can I take a message? It will stop raining soon, so let's wait until now, then or soon. Until then. Christmas is celebrated dash on December 25th. Of course, annually. Harry's never used a gun, so he couldn't be the killer. He's never used a gun before, not earlier. The bus arrived late, later, or lately than usual, so we had to wait. The bus arrived later than usual, so we had to wait. The drought lasted many months, but the rains dash came. But the rains ever came? Already came? No. Eventually came. Okay, which can mean the same as rarely. यहाँ पे इन तीनों में से rarely का same word कौन सा use किया गया है? Rarely का. Unusually, irregularly, or infrequently. It has to be infrequently. Rarely also means hardly, infrequently. Which can mean the same as previously, formerly, finally, or lately. Formerly, previously, formerly. Our towns so boring. Nothing interesting dash happens here. Nothing interesting ever happens here. Always or never nahi aayega. Adverbs of degree. Wow, Danny's new hairstyle looks really or looks very or really or great. Danny's new hairstyle looks really good. Call me when the food's dash ready. Enough, nearly, or awfully. Call me when the food's enough ready. Sorry, nearly ready. I ticked on nearly और मैंने बोला enough. So call me when the food's nearly ready. Poor people rent the dash expensive places. So poor people rent the least expensive places. It was so hot to play tennis. Too hot to play tennis. Yeah, very hot to play tennis. It was too मतलब extremely. Very se bhi zyada. So it was too hot to play tennis. So we went swimming instead. We missed the train. We got there dash after it left. Just, almost, yeah, hardly. We got there just. उस टाइम पहुंचे ही थे. So just, we got there just after it left. Are you sure you've studied dash to pass the exam? Are you sure you've studied enough to pass the exam? That is simply not true. Which means, which out of these three means the same as simply in this case? Simply. This is simply not true. Just, somewhat, yeah, purely. Of course, just. This is just not true. This is simply not true. So Liverpool are virtually unbeatable this year, which means the same as virtually here. Barely, absolutely, yeah, almost. Virtually, absolutely. Molly's grandchildren dash ever visit her these days. Fairly, nearly, yeah, hardly. Molly's grandchildren hardly ever visit her these days. I could hear my neighbors shouting angrily at each other. The ballerina moved gracefully as she danced. We waited patiently for the bus to arrive. I couldn't hear him because he was speaking too gently, silently, softly. softly. If you do something you don't really want to do, you do it eagerly, reluctantly or accidentally. Reluctantly, जब आपको मन नहीं है करने का, so you do it reluctantly. If you're telling the police exactly what happened, you're speaking truthfully. Or you can also use exactly, but truthfully is the correct adverb. Here you are going to use. I tried hard, but I couldn't win the race. I tried hard, which is the opposite of slowly here. It is not fastly. Fastly is no word in English. Slowly ka opposite fast, which is the opposite of accidentally. So, accidentally ka opposite yahan pe deliberately. So now we saw this interesting exercise on adverb and adjectives. I hope you liked my session, my friends. And if you really liked it, you enjoyed it, then please click on like, please share it and subscribe it as well on this code SUMATI. I repeat, please use my code SUMATI Sumati, and see you in my next session, which we are going to join very soon. Till then, happy learning and please take care. Bye.